American Truck Driver Simulator is the only car game, the only car sim game, and honestly, the only racing game you'll ever need. Because you might be thinking it's not racing, but really it is, because you're racing against capitalism, you're racing against time, and you're racing for that money, that bread, that good shit. Truly nothing can beat this as a car game, because who in their right mind wouldn't want to be a trucker? We all dreamed of driving that 80,000 pound vehicle where we could slam every car in the road and destroy their lives, and I guess also deliver stuff. I don't know, who cares about that part? But American Truck Driver Simulator captures it all as a true sim that plays exactly like a trucker. I mean, my favorite thing to do in the game, like a real trucker, is driving to the hood and spinning on those fucking ops. Okay, maybe that was a different game. It doesn't fucking matter, because I'm a real trucker and I know my shit. So go ahead and listen to me, someone who has zero qualifications and aspirations or really anything in life, and get on this high octane level of gaming that I have achieved through American Truck Driver Simulator. Alright, so starting it off, make sure you buy American Truck Driver Simulator. If I catch you on Euro Truck Driver Simulator 2, I'm going to body you. I'm going to take that 80,000 piece of fucking metal and drive it through your whole family, right through the fucking minivan, right through your fucking front door. You're finished. Do not touch that shitty fucking European game until you've mastered the American roads. Whatever though, now that you know which game to buy, we got to talk about the controls real quick, because they're also probably the second most important thing. Look, this game is a sim, so it is made for a pedal and a wheel and a shifter. If you're using a controller or mouse and keyboard, number one, you're definitely a brokey. Like, get your shit up before you play this. And number two, you're fucked. Like, there's just no way you're going to be having fun. The mouse and keyboard is terrible. It's so sensitive, and I honestly couldn't be bothered to adjust it because I'm so wealthy and I have a wheel and pedal. Like, fuck you. And the controller, like, Jesus, what are you, a fucking console lover? Please, get the fuck out. All right, man up, buy the pedals, buy the fucking wheel, buy the shifter, just be based and make sure your pedals are metal, otherwise you're still broke. And going off that, like, you need to know how to play the game. If you're really stupid and you don't understand the American Truck Driver Simulator aspect, you are a trucker, all right? You got to do jobs. You got to do different shit. You got to either follow the laws to keep your bread up, or you got to make enough money to run red lights, run stop signs, and blow the shit out of speed limits, all right? It all depends on that, because that's how it plays, all right? You're going to get fined as soon as you start, because you're going to be an idiot, not know how to drive, and hit people like there's no fucking tomorrow. But you can get to the point where it's no longer looking like Instagram Reels, all right? Stop destroying families on the road and instead make money for your own. But you're not going to get there for a while, because the game's honestly hard. It is a full sim, so you got to play like it's real life or death. You and that steering wheel, no controller, mouse and keyboard, remember that. You and that steering wheel are like the fucking barrier between the end of the world and like deflecting an asteroid. But I digress. I think some of you can probably read. If you're an actual trucker, though, you definitely can't. So, you know, just think about what I said. It's just like your normal job. And so since you haven't played, let's talk about some stuff like that, like the styles of play. I'm just terrible at the game. I hit everything. I'm pretty much just a rampant psycho on the road. I've never looked both ways at a red light or a stop sign. Like, I'll just turn right if I have to, turn left, blow it, get fined. I'm constantly running into people because it's like, oh, I'll just hop into the bonus lane going 80 miles per hour in the 55. And then it's like, oh shit, the bonus lane ends or there's construction. And now my truck is severely damaged and is constantly malfunctioning on the road, which means it literally turns off. And going 80 in the 55 is incredibly normal, and it's honestly the worst thing ever, because if you're going like 20 over, it gets to the point where you're getting fined for literally $5,000. It is absurd. I played for about a week of in-game time, you know, like the time sped up and whatnot, and I had incurred fines of $45,000. And like, the fines are very small when you first start too, so those first few days, I probably didn't incur a lot of fines. But these last few days, I've just been in the bin. And it doesn't even count all the times I've had to service my truck when I bought it, because you start off without one, and then when you buy one, you have to take care of it. That thing is busted every single time. I'm dropping 3 bands after every job. Pretty much every job, I lose 50% from fuel and me just being a dumb fuck on the road. That is of course only how I play, and you can definitely play a lot safer. I go speed over anything else. You know, I love hitting those fucking white slopes, love speed, it's so good. But you can play like a chill law follower, you know, making sure to stop at red lights, making sure to look both ways at stop signs, or you could really just play like a sim, like play extremely careful, follow every speed limit, use your blinkers constantly. But you don't have to do all that. Like, you won't get fined for blowing a stop sign as long as you don't hit anybody. But if you're a sim player and you really want to get into it, you can stop and look both ways and make sure your blinkers on and do all that stuff. I don't care. It's how I enjoy the game, being an absolute fucking maniac like it's GTA 5, and so I'm gonna keep doing it. It's funny. Alright, and now I know what you all really care about now is to hear about how is this game a sim? Like, how complicated is really driving a truck? Well, it's pretty complicated because most of this stuff I have no idea how to use, what it even does, and what it even means. Like, you can engine brake, which I've heard of, but I have no clue what that means. You can do anything to your gearbox. You could do like automatic sequential, but then there's like H and some other stuff. Like, I run an H with like 13 gears with an actual shifter. It's more fun like that, but there's just some crazy shit like trailer braking, engine braking, a retarder, which I know what that is, but I think if I explain that right now, I'll get in trouble. You can change your suspension while you're driving, or probably not while you're driving, but probably when it's standing still. Of course, you have your different lights. You have windshield wipers, because if you're not playing first person, why are you even playing? Of course, my personal favorite we have is the cruise control, because sometimes I'm not trying to speed, but usually I am, and you can actually have like buttons to decrease and increase it. And then, of course, there's just a billion other buttons for like opening windows, moving mirrors that just aren't even fucking set to any sort of keys because there's just so many. Honestly, there's almost too much stuff. Like, I'd be playing Assetto Corsa and they don't have this much stuff to race with. I mean, this game goes above and beyond to be a real sim. And of course, you could set up stuff like fatigue and gas simulation. So you have to do those. And of course, all your stuff wears down, like your tires, your engine, your transmission wears down over time. So you have to repair it and you have to buy new ones. I think you'll legitimately get pissed off at this game sometimes because of how realistic it is as a trucker, and I hate that. The money-making side is a little more forgiving, as you can do different things like not owning your own truck and just using whatever the company supplies, or you can buy your own truck. You're probably going to take out a loan and be in debt, but hey, what do you not do to do that? You know, what are you going to do? Go to school and take out a loan? No, just be a trucker instead. Way better, trust. And then you can also get your own trailer. You have to get your garages to store different trucks, so you can actually hire other drivers to do work. So you can make bread using your own company. It's pretty cool. I haven't gotten to a lot of that yet. Just have a few here and there, but I've seen some $1 million companies. Honestly, can't wait to do that so I can just stop driving and just idle the game. I think that'd be really funny, but you know, I gotta get behind the wheel a little more and stop hitting people. Lastly, we just got a few more things, and one of the big ones is VR support. I know if you wanted to be a real trucker and really get in there, you'd probably use VR, but honestly, VR is a little cringe. I mean, if it was good, why wouldn't everyone use it? So suck my dick, VR users. But I've played like one game on VR. It was like Assetto Corsa. I was racing in the F1. So I don't know how it would be in this, but I feel like it'd probably be better because you'd be able to look around, but then I don't know how using the different camera angles to like park and shit would work. It might be really hard because you'd have to like look into your mirrors only instead of having like virtual mirrors, different camera angles, shit like that. But hey, if you really wanted to get hot, sweaty, disgusting, covered in your own piss, you could do VR and be a real trucker, and I would respect you for it. But if you used VR for anything else, you're kind of gross. That's really all I got for you today. There's a lot of DLC for different states. You start off with Arizona, Nevada, California, and New Mexico. You can get shit like Kansas, Oregon, Washington, Utah, shit like that. So you can kind of go pretty far. They don't have any East Coast yet, but I think they're expanding slowly to get the whole map in. And it's a pretty realistic map. Of course, it's a lot smaller, so you're not actually driving for 12 hours. That would be the worst game ever. It's really like 30 minutes probably for like a 12-hour job. And since the game is pretty old, it does actually go on sale quite a lot on Steam. If you're using something else, I don't know, be less cringe. Like, the fuck are you doing, console loser? Epic Games loser? That's honestly worse than being a console loser using Epic Games. But I don't even know if the game's on console, and I'm not looking it up. Do it yourself. And yeah, just make sure to take care, and I will see you in the next one. Hopefully you're hot, sweaty, and filthy by then. No showers.